Well, hello, this is Kimberly Brock, and for over 20 years, I've been running my own businesses that have not only been profitable, but personally fulfilling to me. So now I'm on a mission to help other new business owners just like you make money doing what you love too. Now we're going to have some fun, so let's get started.
Well, hello, this is Kimberly. It's episode 248, and I'm so glad that you're here today because we're talking about your unfair advantage, okay? And how this is the secret weapon to the success of your business. I'm so excited to talk all about it with you and how it's going to help you. I think you're going to be enlightened and you're going to be excited because you're going to realize you do have an unfair advantage against your competition. Okay. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you found this podcast. I have no doubt it's going to help you along your business journey, whether you are in the idea stage, starting, growing, whatever you're doing. What if you got an online business, your local selling stuff, you got a service business, whatever it is. I'm so happy that you're here. I want to make sure you get plugged in right now. You've probably looked for podcasts for starting a business. You found this one. That means you value help. You value resources. You value knowledge from those who have gone before you. And that's why I've created some free other resources for you besides this podcast. Okay. So first of all, in regards to this podcast, make sure you hit the plus sign or the follow button. If you're in Apple Podcasts, it's on the upper right. There's a little plus. Make sure you do that because then every time I drop an episode, when you then open Apple Podcasts, you'll see that I have a new episode at the top. You do not want to miss out on any of this valuable information that's going to help you along your journey. Okay. Also, if you're new, I have a free Facebook group. It's called Women Starting Businesses Doing What We Love. Come in the group with us. We would love to have you. People just ask random questions, things that you think are silly. They're not silly because everyone's got them. So if you need feedback, want help, we want you to get excited for being a part of this group. So come on in. All you have to do is click the link down below in the show notes. It will take you over to Facebook. You'll answer 3 quick questions and boom, you'll be put in the queue and I will approve you here very soon so you can be in the group. Also too, I've got some printable resources for you. If you're starting your business, I've got a whole checklist for you. If you're trying to grow your business, I've got some guides and a secret podcast. I've got all sorts of things for you. So go right now, click below while you're listening and maybe you're on a walk. Maybe you're just sitting in your house. I don't know what you're doing. Scroll down on your phone. Or maybe you're even on your computer. Scroll down, click the links to my free resources and pick the ones that you think you need right now. Okay. They're always going to be there. Hopefully, maybe not all of them. That secret podcast won't be there much longer, but there's other ones that are there that have been there since day one. I've had them for you since day one because people love them and I don't want you to miss out. They're going to help you. Okay. So get all those below. And if you've been listening a while, thank you so much to all my loyal listeners. Y'all are wonderful, amazing, grateful. You are inspiring to me. You really are. I have watched my Grow Getters. I have watched a lot of you in my Facebook group progress and get your businesses going. And it's just the most awesome thing to watch. It really is. All of you coming into your power and using your gifts for a higher purpose through your business. And I just love it. I do. I love it. It warms my soul every day. This is why I do what I do. It never feels like work. I love this. I could talk about it all day long. I could just be on a perpetual podcast and just be talking to y'all all day long. I love it that much. So anyways, thank you so much for listening. Okay, on to the episode. Hi friends, how are you? How's everything going with your business? What is shaking? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you talking about your business? Are you selling your stuff? Are you making money? I sure hope so. I'm so happy you're here today. We're going to chat about something really cool, and it's called your unfair advantage. Now, my Grow Getters know about this because I've talked about this before, and I think I even have a training in the Hub about it, okay? But your unfair advantage is important. I believe it's your secret weapon. I really do in a lot of your marketing. It is your secret weapon. Actually, it's used for more than your marketing. It's used for things that you create, for innovation, for ideas, all kinds of things. It is your secret weapon. I'm not kidding. Your unfair advantage. So some of you are sitting here going, what the heck is my unfair advantage? So let me explain what it is first, and then I'm going to go into how it can help you in your business. And I'll even tell you what I think my unfair advantage is. Okay. So your unfair advantage is that unique capability, skill, experience that you have, or talent or gift, God-given gift that you have that sets you apart, that's different from most people that you know. So I want you to think about it right now. You have gifts, you have competencies, you have skills, you have experience, you have talents that you know that you have, okay, that you just come natural to you, or that you've had experience doing, something you've learned over a lifetime or something you've experienced, right? And you know that people comment on it and be like, oh my gosh, you're so good at that. You're really talented. You have a gift. I can't do that. You can. You're amazing. Will you help me do this or that? Will you give me advice on this or that? Think about it. I want you to just kind of sit here. Everyone sit here. I know it's a little bit quiet. Let's be quiet. Let's think. Think about those gifts that you have, your talents, your expertise, your skills. Think about them in your head right now. What is it that everyone asks you? And what is it that it's really unfair that if you got put head to head next to someone else who was selling what you were selling, but they didn't have these gifts or expertise or talents or experience that you have, that it would just be an unfair fight. Have you ever seen an unfair fight? Have you ever seen an unfair fight where someone starts, like if you see a boxing match, where someone just right away starts wailing on the competitor? And you're like, okay, can they just ring the bell? This is embarrassing. This is cringy because this is unfair. This is unfair. Okay? It's totally unfair. So this is a true story. So my son traveled to Thailand last year, and he decided he wanted to train for and participate in a Muay Thai fight. Does anyone know what Muay Thai is? Does anyone know what this is? Oh my gosh, it's this kind of fighting where you it's sort of like boxing, but you can kick. It's pretty rough. And mind you, my son is the nicest guy in the world. He's never hit anyone in his life, but he just wanted that exhilaration. He'd seen other people do it. He thought it was so cool, and the discipline that it would take to transform his body and himself and his mind and do the training. So he trained for 3 months and did all this stuff every day. He was even sleeping at the Muay Thai gym in Thailand. True story. And we would talk to him on FaceTime, and his abs were getting more ripped by the day, jumping rope and doing all this stuff. Well, he was all excited about the fight. It's his first fight ever of any kind, right? Never did karate, never did martial arts, never did any of that. And they were going to match him with this competing studio somewhere, or I guess that's what you call it, these Muay Thai studios, training gyms. I don't know what to call it, gyms. And they would match you with so it was supposed to be a beginner as well. He's a beginner. He's never fought anything. He's trained for 3 months solid. He's doing Muay Thai. A lot of people train for years to do their first fight. They're terrified. He's like, no, I'm doing it. So anyways, he did the fight. It came on live. It was streamed. Someone was streaming it. And we were in the car. My daughter and I were in the car watching the fight. And I'm like, what is about to happen? What is about to happen with this fight? I'm terrified. My daughter had it on live. You could hear the yelling and people and it dinging and the fight starting. And I saw Grayson out there and he had what do you call it? The mouth guard stuff and just everything. And he looked like he was in shape. But the other dude walked up when they were starting and was totally bigger than him, probably weighed 15 pounds more than him. And right away, you could start seeing, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy looks experienced. And this is Grayson's first fight ever. And so he did really good. Grayson did great. I thought he was holding his own, but then it just got where Grayson was wearing out and the other guy was just boom, 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 boom. And I was like, I can't watch it. I couldn't watch it. We were actually driving somewhere, my daughter and I, and I'm like, do I want to watch this live? Do I not want to watch this? I can't watch this. And then my daughter was like, oh gosh. And then Grayson kind of got hit and got kind of pushed out of the ring almost against the ropes. I was like, I don't want to know don't tell me anything. And then I never really watched the whole fight, but I know that he felt like it was a tough fight. The guy was much better than him, bigger, stronger, more experience. Obviously, Grayson had none, and he got beat. And so it was kind of one of those things where you have the ding, 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 and you're like, what is this unfair advantage? So this guy had an unfair advantage. He was taller, he weighed more, and he had more experience. Obviously, he knew what he was doing. And we found out later he had been in martial arts or something. I don't know the whole thing. And so Grayson was kind of mad. He felt betrayed because he was told that it was going to be a beginner like him, and it wasn't. So that was maddening, but that's what an unfair advantage looks like. And what I want you to realize is in your business, you have an unfair advantage. By the way, my son said it was the greatest experience of his life. So he came out okay. He did have to go to the hospital because he got hit and whatever else. I think they kind of hid the injuries from me because they knew as a mom I would be like freaking out, but he was okay. So everything was good. And he talks about it. He's like, yeah, I got beat, but it was the best experience of my life. Like I did it. I showed up to a fight that was so scary. Like it was the scariest thing I've ever done. Right. And to get punched and see a guy beating you was like kicking you. I can't imagine. I would never do that. But anyway, so hi, friends. I just had to jump in here really quick because so many of you have asked me what my credit card recommendations are. And I wanted to share it with you in a great promo that may help you out if you're starting your business or in the growth stage, and especially if you are strapped for cash right now or investing in things in your business. I have used Capital One for the past probably 20 years, I'm guessing, for my businesses and for my home. They have such great rewards and all that stuff. But I have to tell you about this promo that they have going on right now. And that is 15 months interest free. Are you hearing me? If you're trying to invest in things in your business right now, whether you're your website or maybe you're trying to hire someone to help you, whatever it is, y'all, 15 months interest free. Scroll down and click the link below. You also get a $200 bonus when you spend $500 in the first 90 days. Y'all, that's amazing. And they also have a no fee credit card. So you don't have to worry about like some type of annual fee. Also, they have like 3% cash back on certain things that you spend on in the month. So it's a total no brainer to have 15 months interest free. Just think about that relief of stress that you could experience right now and things that you're trying to spend on, and to know that all you have to do is make a minimum payment each month. You don't have to, like, it's barely a minimum payment. Y'all, you don't have to pay it off for 15 months. It's amazing. Anyway, scroll down in the show notes and get your hands on it because I'm telling you, you will be so happy and have so much relief. Back to the episode. It's the same with your business. You actually have an unfair advantage over someone else who would be doing the same thing you're doing, but didn't have the experience, the expertise, the skills, the talent that you have. What is your unfair advantage right now? So I want you to think about it. I'm going to tell you what I think my unfair advantage has been, and that will get you thinking. And then we're going to go through how this really helps you. So I think my unfair advantage when I started my business 4.5 years ago was that I had run online boutiques since 2003, that I had been there through so much, that I had so many years of experience. Okay, so that's one thing, that I had longevity. Like I'd been in this business. There's business coaches that have come out that maybe have only been coaching for a year or two, or never had a business for 16 years before they started, or 19 years, right? They didn't have all this experience. But I'd had them for like 19 years when I started, but I'd been online for 16. So I think I'd had an unfair advantage for that. I had an unfair advantage because I'd done not only local like pop-up shows, but I'd also had online boutiques. And then I'd also started a photography business. And I'd actually, with my online boutiques, had sold wholesale products to other stores. So not only did I sell retail, I sold wholesale so other people could sell my products, right? And then as this business developed here that I loved, that I was so excited to start, people kept telling me, you're really good on the podcast. Your voice is really good. What experience do you have? And I'm like, I have none, but I love doing this. And people thought that this podcast was so good. It was a hit right away. And I feel like it was an unfair advantage that somehow I had a gift for speaking on a podcast. Okay. I didn't really know this was going to be a skill. I hadn't done it, but I feel like that was an unfair advantage. And here's the other unfair advantage that I have as a business coach. Not only have I had all this business experience and had different types of businesses, within my coaching business, I have had online courses, membership programs, one-on-one coaching. What else have I done? I've had the podcast. I know how to build my own website. Well, I'm totally techie. I think that's an advantage for me because through the years I've been scrappy and done a lot of it myself. And I'm quick with stuff. Now, I've got negatives, y'all. Look, I'm not sitting here trying to brag. I'm trying to tell you why I have an unfair advantage over some business coaches. There's other business coaches that have way more experience than me, and they're amazing, and they have PhDs, right? I've graduated college. I have a degree. I was in marketing. So that's an unfair advantage, that I have as well over some people, that I'm actually doing what I went to college for, right? And that I study this. I love all this stuff. I have a lot of unfair advantages. Y'all, again, I've got a lot of things that I don't do right. I'm not a perfectionist. I make spelling errors. I have typos. I do lots of things where sometimes I can be not focused and spend more time doing things that I should, more time on things that I should be spending time on because I kind of get like excited. I've got too many ideas flowing, so that gets me distracted. But we're not talking about my disadvantages today. We're talking about your competitive advantages. And that's what I'm just trying to tell you so you understand what I'm talking about a competitive advantage. And it's unfair to other people because they don't have this experience. They don't have the knowledge. They haven't done all the things that I've done, right? So for your business, have you identified them? As I've been talking, have you been thinking through your talents and skills and expertise and gifts and the things that people ask you about that you know that you're good at? You know you're good at. You're not bragging. You're not being bodacious. You're not being egotistical. You're being realistic. You're saying, yes, I actually do have an unfair advantage. Maybe I've had experiences in my life that have brought me to today. And that's an unfair advantage because I get those people that have gone through it too, right? So your unfair advantages should actually be pretty obvious to you. They should actually be obvious, okay? So let's take those, and I want you to hold them in your hand right now and keep them there. And I want you to think about these 3 areas in your business that really, I think, make this unfair advantage that you have really your secret weapon. Number 1, your unfair advantage is a differentiator for you in the marketplace. It sets you apart, right? Because if someone else is a business coach coming up to me, I'm going to use me as an example because you can relate. I just told you what my unfair advantages are, right? Is that if someone comes up and they say, I'm a business coach, and they say, I've been doing this for 2 years. I started my business 3 years ago, and I've had one type of business. Now, I think that's actually a great thing because they may be a specialist in that. But how do you compete with someone who's got all this experience, who's had different kinds of businesses, who understands different kinds of people? I think that if someone values that, if someone values experience, then obviously I have an unfair advantage. Not to say that this person can't be a great coach. They may be totally better than me. But there's people out there who value experience and the different kinds of experience that I've had in the businesses, because now when you're thinking about different ways you can run your business, I'm like, oh, you could try this, but I've done this. Don't do this. I've had memberships. I've had small ticket items. I do one-on-one coach. I've done a lot of this. And so I can understand. I've sold wholesale. I've had online boutiques. I've had pop-up shows, right? Do you see what I'm saying? I just want you to relate it to yours, right? That it's an unfair advantage. You would agree, right? So it differentiates me from other people, and it differentiates you from your competition. So think about that right now. What we said were your unfair advantages. Realize that if you are not leveraging those, you're not standing out against your competition. Your unfair advantage may be, my mom taught me how to cook when I was little. I've been cooking ever since. I have loved it. I've baked a million things. I've done a million things wrong, and it's been amazing. That is an unfair advantage over someone, maybe if you're trying to learn how to bake or whatever, and you value long time experience versus someone who just started and has no idea about all the ways that you can bake. Maybe they've just started baking one way. That might be just the thing that gets someone to buy from you. That's what I'm saying. If they value that experience, skill, talent, expertise that you have, and you have stated it, you have shared it, and people know it, and they value that, you are the easy yes. You are the easy yes if they value that. Not everyone will value that, but it is your unfair advantage because if they value experience, you have it. Do you see what I'm saying? There's just the ding, ding, ding of the bell. The fight is over, right? Okay, so that's a differentiator. The second one is that it gives you credibility. It gives you credibility. People are like, oh, wait, she actually is good at this. She actually knows what she's doing. You believe her. Think of your friend that you call if you need help with landscape design. I always say this because I think of Kim in my group, but just anything. If you needed someone as a home decorator or whatever it was, someone who's a good party planner or can produce meals or charcuterie boards for the parties, you're going to call them because you know that they're the one to go to, that you see them as credible. Your expertise and your skill and all of that make you credible. That's why someone called you to have you help them with their party planning or whatever it is that you do, because you are credible, because you have an unfair advantage, that you are really good at it. It makes you credible and it makes people say yes faster. Okay? So the first reason why your unfair advantage should be leveraged and is awesome and is your secret weapon is because it differentiates you from your competition, okay? Makes you stand out from your competition. You have to be leveraging. You have to be saying it, stating it, showing it, sharing it, because that's why people will come to you. That's what they've done with me, y'all. By the way, people will say, well, I love that you've had businesses so long. I love that you've had this type of business or this type of business because I know you understand and that you've thought about different ideas and ways and you've run yours and offered products and services in different ways. I like that because you can give me a perspective on like what to do, what not to do, what works, what doesn't work, right? Okay. So number one was differentiates you from everybody. Number two, gives you credibility. People are like, she's the go-to. She's the one. It's her. It gives you credibility. It's an easy yes. And the third one is it creates a sense of loyalty and trust. People are loyal to people that they respect, that they know have experience or a talent or a gift. If my friend has a talent with art, like I think about my daughter, she can make, y'all, with her hands, the most amazing like pop-up cards. I have never seen anything like it. I'm like, you literally could have a business with these pop-up cards. I know I saw them, someone did it on Shark Tank, and then I've seen them in stores now, even at Target and the Hallmark store. Like there's these pop-up cards that have these ornate, like they'll have almost like flower arrangements or castles out of the paper. When you open the card, it literally pops up. It's like 3D, like it's like amazing. And it takes someone who's so detailed and a perfectionist and an artist. My daughter can do that, y'all. I'm like, she is amazing. I would buy her cards over and over and over and over and over if she had a business, right? This is what I'm talking about. It creates loyalty. People stick with you because they know that you're really good at what you do and they want to see what you're going to create next. They want to come back for more. They want to buy more. It's an easy yes. They are very loyal to you. Y'all, your unfair advantages are your secret weapon. Let me repeat the 3 ways they are your secret weapon again. They are your key differentiator, okay? You will stand out from the other people. You have to be touting them. You have to be leveraging them. Number 2, they bring you credibility. People are like, she's the go-to. She's amazing. She's good at what she does. She's got a lot of experience. It's an easy yes when you are paired up against another competitor who is not. And the third one is it brings loyalty. People like you because now they have latched on. They're like, yes, this is our competitive advantage. And I'm going to tell you what else. Speaking of loyalty, here is another reason that people have told me that they stick with me or they chose me. And this is interesting because it wasn't an unfair advantage that I realized. Okay, so let me say this. I'm so glad you're still listening. We're 22 minutes or whatever into this episode and you've hung on. This is a good nugget. This is a really good nugget right here. Okay, it just hit me. That sometimes your unfair advantage is something you don't even realize. Right now, I did say my podcast, my voice, people have commented that they love listening to this podcast. It's motivating and whatever is going on with my voice for them. Maybe you disagree and you don't like my voice, but people have told me they could listen to me all day. They like my voice. Okay. I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm just telling you it's something I didn't know would be there. Okay, I didn't know that one. Number 1. Number 2, I did not know that me sharing my faith and that I'm a Christian, that this is something that would bring loyalty from a group of people. I just didn't think about it. I would mention God, my beliefs every now and then. And I started noticing people saying, I really love that about you and that you share it and that you bring it into your business. And it's created loyalty. It has created loyalty, no doubt. And I never really knew how to fit my faith into me speaking. At first, I thought, is this going to deter some people? But then the more I talked about it, the more people were like, thank you. I'm so glad. I believe what you believe too. I believe God has given me gifts in my business and that I need to be honest and of high integrity. And I believe that all comes back to my faith. And people have told me things. I hear this a lot. So I think it's interesting that this might be an unfair advantage that I had no idea would be. And that when they hear that I'm a Christian and when they hear me talk about my faith, that is what tips it. And they're like, I'm going to go with her. And they're loyal to me because they know that this is who I am and they believe it too. And they feel safe with that. So I don't want you ever to be afraid to be who you are and speak your truth and speak what you believe is true, speak what means something to you, speak from your heart and be you and authentic, because I think that's what will actually bring loyalty and bring everything that makes you amazing to an easy yes for your clients and customers. It will make it an easy yes. I'm not kidding. So that was kind of the surprise nugget here at the end of this episode, was that your unfair advantage can be sometimes something you don't know that you even have until you're actually you, until you're actually being yourself. I think that does it. It really does it. But you've got a lot of unfair advantages, and I want you to leverage them in your business. So if you're in Grow Getters and we're on our next call and you want to try to figure out what your unfair advantage is, you want to talk about it or how you can leverage it, let's talk about it on our next call. Let's talk about it on the Zoom call because I want to help you, okay? If you're not in Grow Getters yet, what are you doing? Why aren't you with us? We have the most amazing group of ladies who are all building all different types of businesses. It's so much fun to learn from them. And it's a place where we can talk in private, in a safe environment where we can talk about the struggles in our business and talk about the things that are working and get help for what's not working and propel our businesses forward. That's what this is for. It's for you. I made it for you and I'm there to support you. Okay. And so is everyone else in the group. So go to grow-getters.com right now. Or if you're not ready for Grow Getters yet, if you're not about to open your business or you haven't opened yet and you're like, I still need help with like starting my business, I've got other programs for you to help you with your business idea, business plan, and starting your business in the most effective way possible. I have programs for you. I also have my binge-worthy podcasting program. If you're running to start a podcast, I've got it all laid out for you. So make sure y'all check all of that out. Just go over to my website. There's a link down below. You can see it all. But Grow Getters is my flagship program. And I'd love to have you in there because I get to know you in there. And I think that's what's so key is that we have community and we're like a family. So love to have you too. Anyways, that's it. Y'all have a great day. I hope you are leveraging your unfair advantage because I know it's the secret weapon to your success. Have a great day. Bye now.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. Head on over to KimberlyBrock.com, and yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.
Well, hello, friends. Real quick before we kick off the episode, I have to let you know about something exciting. I am seriously considering having an upgraded version of this podcast where you get bonus episodes and exclusive content. But here's the deal. I'm trying to decide what that content and those episodes should be. I do have some ideas, and I was wondering if you could vote really quick and tell me what you think about what would entice you, what would be interesting to you to get as bonus episodes on this podcast. For example, deeper dives into topics. Maybe I'm answering questions that many of you ask about starting or growing a business. Maybe even overhearing coaching calls, something like this. It would be a paid upgraded version of this podcast, not very expensive at all, probably just a handful of dollars a month, but it'd be extra content for you to help you along your journey. My whole goal is to help you build your business dream. And I would love to offer you even more because some of you are asking for it. So if you could just look down in the show notes right now, there's 2 ways you can give me your answers. Number 1, I have a Google form with 5 quick questions. It can be anonymous. You just answer them and vote on what would be interesting to you. Or number 2, I have a voice memo system. You can just click it and you could just leave a voice memo with your phone right now. and just record it and tell me like what kind of topics, what things would be interesting to you behind the scenes, market news, what would be things that would be extra that would be really valuable to you. So thank you all so much. Okay, on to the episode.